live a minute, 2 minutes late, and I'm still getting notifications on my phone. I hope everyone is well. Happy Thursday for those of you who are in the southern hemisphere. It's such a beautiful day here. We had so much annoying rain last week, and it's nice to get washing out on the line. David's home from his work trip, so he could hang it out for me. Yeah, lovely just to get back in the groove of doing normal life with two parents in the house. So I hope everyone is well. If I haven't met you before, my name is Woodbridge. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Australia. I'm about an hour's north of Sydney. And I love my little part in the world, but I do have customers all over Australia, and I have a team also that is all around Australia, and I love having all my international friends here as well. You guys have been really busy in the chat before I came. I was quickly trying to eat some lunch and just did a hello everyone, because that is all the time I could spare. So today I'm just looking at making one card. I do have a commitment at 2 o'clock and someone will be ringing me, so hopefully she gives me a few minutes grace. And yeah, so today I'm going back to making a Christmas card, and I'm using the Decorative Trees set. I want to do some embossing, and I want to pair that set with the Seasons of Elegance specialty paper. So you have Mossy Meadow, what is it? Mossy Meadow, oh, Basic Beige, Pretty Peacock, and Cherry Cobbler, and gold. So I thought I may possibly add some gold or silver embossing of the trees and just make a card that sings. So tell me if I'm doing a red, blue or green card today, please. I would love some feedback. I'm happy to mix two colors. So I'm thinking of doing green trees because that kind of works. But tell me what color you would like me to use predominantly, and I will aim to do that. So Donna is straight up and has said red. Who's here? Hey Sue, hey Donna, hey Lynn, Sheila, Suzanne, Mr. Brenton, and I have Margaret, Beverly, Margine, and Anne. Thank you so much for joining me so quickly. But yes, I want to play more with the decorative trees. I did do a whole class. It's not ready yet. Life has got in the way, and I haven't yet to film it. But I do have a class where I use this stamp set. But I thought I really wanted to use this tree today and do some embossing. So I've had two reds. So I'm thinking I'm making a traditional red and green card. So let's flip around, get situated, and we will work everything else. Another Sheila. I love having my two Sheilas here. It's awesome. It's funny how we collect people. And I often have two Donnas and two Sheilas, and it's quite funny. I love it. I love that you guys are here and you just hang out while I craft. I'd be crafting by myself if I didn't come on video, so I'm more than happy to share. Okay, definitely three reds, so we are playing with the Cherry Cobbler. Let's flip around and I will just pop you like that so you can hang there while I get my stand out. Thanksgiving dinner. Yes, we are all aware when Thanksgiving happens because everyone gets Black Friday specials. So does that mean it's Thanksgiving today? Thursday for you is Thanksgiving, is that correct? Oh, wrong way. Okay, now we will zoom up, go in here. Whoa, not so perfect. bring this along and do a zoom. Why isn't this zooming? Whoa, too close. That looks pretty good. Please tell me you can still hear me and see everything. And we shall see how we go. Okay, I'm going to, oh no, the replay screen's not playing nicely. Just let me, no. So are you getting it super zoomed in? Because I'm like only seeing, I'm not seeing, what I'm seeing on my phone and what I'm seeing is two different things. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, and we're back. That was my mother's fault and my fault because I did not put myself in Do Not Disturb. But can I just say, doing that has pretty much reset my screen. So I'm happy about that. Okay, lights off, lights, camera, action, as we say. Yes, sorry, Sheila. My mum rang and then... Am I zoomed in too much now? Do you want me to zoom back out? Hey, Miss Bonnie. Hello, hello. Okay, so let me get moving here. So everyone has voted red. So just giving you a quick looky-see at this paper. There are a few different designs in here. So we've got this one, which I think I will use today, and that's on the back. And we have, actually, I do have a scrap of it down here. So we've got this green, and you can see we've got the different designs. So these two are very different. It's good now, Anne. Okay, thank you so much for that. And between the two greens, they're different designs, which is great. So you've got more gold foil here and less here. So I think I might be embossing in silver. That's what I think I'm doing, to do like a mixed metallic look. And this is the Pretty Peacock, so that's a different print on the back again. And I will just try. And this is the Basic Beige. I have used a lot of this paper because I've used it in a class. So we've got the Basic Beige, we've got the red, got the peacock. So the patterns, the gold foil patterns do repeat, but there is a different pattern on the back. Hey, David, could you get my water bottle out of the car, please? Thank you. See, good thing about having David home, if this had been on Tuesday and I had have done that, I would have had to do that myself. Hello, Miss Lavender. Lavender's just walked in the door. Okay, so we have our green. I'm just going to grab my stamp. I do have my embossing additions kit here because we want to emboss. I've got my gold in here at the moment because I used that in class the other day. And I just want to pop this on a block. How are you? Oh, don't trip over, please. I'm only just starting my card. So I'm using this stamp set and this paper, and I'm going to do some embossing.
Sorry,
what's wrong?
I'm looking at my plants.
Oh, yes, they may need a little bit of...
Oh no, the chili plant looks really happy.
The chili plant does look very happy. In that basket, would you be able to see if you can find the silver embossing powder for me, please? Saves me getting up, you see. Hello, Miss Cheryl. How are you? Who else? Oh, David didn't go to Adelaide. David, I may have misspoken. Oh, that's her. Okay. Can you see if there's another one? Because there's not much powder left in this one. This is a really old one. He went to Melbourne, and yes, he did generally have a good trip. Some of the meetings weren't as successful, and maybe in that bag, mate. Yeah, but no, it was a good trip. Got home safely. Because David's blind, he managed to queue jump, but then when he was close to us at home, he kind of got calmer and had to wait quite a while locally for a taxi because I was at work.
I'm going back outside, Dad.
Okay, did you find it, love?
No.
No? Okay. Now that I'm standing up, because I wasn't happy with my Zoom, there we go. There's silver embossing powder. Now, if you're buying embossing powder at the moment, it doesn't come in these tubs. We are now using Wow embossing powder, but because I have quite enough embossing powder, I am yet to need to buy any more. So now I think that's a better view because you can see everything I'm doing. I was too zoomed in before and it was hurting my brain. Okay, so I think I won't need the gold. I know that for a fact. I do need my embossing buddy, and I use my tray to keep everything in. Thank you, darling. Great. So now I have my water. I need, a lot of people use the tray to catch their powder in. I don't. My tray is to keep everything together. If I was doing a lot and not just a couple of bits of embossing, I could quite possibly use that. So I am just got a scrap piece of paper here that I will fold in half to use as a funnel. Now I think I'm going to stamp a number of trees on this, but first, now that I've got it in place, I want to open my embossing powder so I'm ready to rock and roll, and I'll just pop it in the tray for the moment. I have my Versamark ink. I'm ready. So I'm quite generous with this because I'm pretty sure I have handled this paper quite a bit. And it apparently doesn't have a Ziploc bag anymore, but I will find a Ziploc bag for it. Okay, so hopefully everyone saw me rough up this stamp. It's not so essential when using Versamark, but for me it is a habit that it just works. So I don't know how many I will stamp, but I'm actually really happy to stamp over the foil. And it's just now allowing me to see where I stamped the first one, kind of, sort of. So I'm thinking 3 trees might look really nice because I like groups of 3. And then a simple sentiment under it. So I was thinking maybe "Oh Christmas Tree" might look quite nice under it. Okay, so I'm just using a little bit of guesstimation here. So I hope we are right. So I always make sure my Versamark is closed before I start pouring embossing powder. I'm just going over the whole piece because I've pretty much stamped the whole piece. Okay, so that has had time to soak, or not to soak, to attach. Well, I think I need to go down there a bit. So you can see that has all come off. I think I have good impressions and good coverage everywhere. Okay, I'm just going to pop that there for the moment. I am going to siphon this back into here. Okay, so actually I'm a bit off screen, so I'll show you what I do. And we just pour that back in, and I don't lose a lot. So I find when I pour the powder into this tray, I lose a lot that has statically attached to the tray. So that's why I use a piece of paper, and there's basically nothing on there. So my lid is on. Oh, look, I thought Louisa was coming in for a second, but she's not. Now, before I heat set anything, I just take my microfiber cloth and I just go over the surface I've just been working on, because I don't want to melt any stray embossing powder. Now, I do have my Teflon reverse tweezers. I do find these quite stiff for me to use, but there we go. I now have my hand far enough away that I'm not going to burn it. I have our heat tool here, and this has two settings. So setting 1 is for ink drying, especially when we used to have vellum. This was a great setting to dry the ink onto the vellum, so there's less fan, and we're not going to burn anything. So now I'm going to pop it up to number 2. We've got a high fan that is all heated up. I generally just start by warming up underneath, and then I keep it moving, because, and I had this happen in a recent class, that over embossing can very easily happen. Now, by over embossing, move my hand back. By over embossing, I mean you hold the heat to the melted embossing powder too long, and it starts to re-soak into the paper, and it turns dull, and it looks really oily. So as you can see, I am melting and moving. So I can see this happen. Come on, just this last little bit. Okay, over here is a bit not melted. So I'm just looking for any grainy areas where it hasn't melted. Maybe just here on the edge. Okay, that's good. So if I now, let me turn this off. So if I now continued to melt these, they would melt back into the paper, and it will become dull and not shiny like it currently is. So you can see I was able to emboss over that foiled area quite nicely. So that gives you a look. And now, oh, I did not get out the matching dies, because I want to die cut these trees out. decorative trees. There we go. So we're not going to use a fancy dies today. We are going to keep it simple and just use this one here. These are two separate pieces. I'll show you what I mean. Okay. So I'm just going to pick this up. So they're two separate pieces. Great. Okay, is a little better now, your view, now that I zoomed out. But YouTube sometimes does some really, really funny things with Zoom. I kind of have everything everywhere on my desk, and it's not all crafting supplies, unfortunately, but that's okay. So we have this. I don't think this will fit through the mini machine. No, I'll use a big machine. That's fine. I have no issues, but just let me grab the plates that I need. Okay, there's 3 of the plates we need. I just need our base. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to have to run this through 3 times. I have let this embossing powder cool. That is one thing you want to do if you want to die cut after you have embossed. You definitely need to wait for it to dry. What is in the way there? My tape, which I might just use and turn it around because I want the crank on this side. Oh, I have picked up a magnet on my way. Right, I didn't even know that that was magnetized. Okay, I'm just going to slide my magnet back in there. The lovely Mr. Frankie got his hands on this magnet during class on Sunday, and I had to very, very carefully and non-alarming inform his mother to go, that has a loose piece in it and it's a magnet. And she went, oh, okay. So we had eagle eyes on the nearly 3-year-old to make sure he didn't choke. Now, I did procure some stencil tape, and I thought quite possibly that might be good to try today to stick down our die so it doesn't move, because this paper is actually bowed because we did emboss on it. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that to the top of the machine there. I am going to go something like that, I think. Oh no, maybe something like that. Okay, so I don't want to get the embossed image, so I just want to get the die and the paper, and that should hold it, because if your paper isn't flat, you're not guaranteed that the die won't shift on you. Now, is this going to be perfect? No, but it's going to be better than it moving around. I got it from Amazon, Sheila, and it's a cat's eye nail magnet. Okay, I ripped the paper, but not from the tape. Let's just see. That comes off really nicely, actually. Nice. I can reuse that. So there we go. We have One Tree. Not to be confused with One Tree Hill. I was only talking about that show the other day. There's a calendar, Christmas calendar, like a calendar for next year, currently out by one of the actors on that show. It quite can rival a firefighter calendar actually, but the people I was talking to said it was very expensive to get it into Australia because they couldn't find anywhere it was available here. Now, if I stopped moving the die, that will be wonderful. Patience. I am not possessing that today, apparently. Right. There we go. I'm not actually happy with that, but I can't get it moving. Hey, Michelle, how are you? I can't get it not being in the place where it keeps on going to. So we're just going to deal with it. And we've used this, or will be using this piece of scrap beautifully. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Actually, it didn't turn out too good. There's a bit more on this side than this side, but they're going to bunch together, so it won't actually make a terrible lot of difference in the end. So just carefully pull this off. This tape is getting a big tick from me, and it's a low tack stencil tape, and I got it in a pack of 3. Oh dear, did I leave enough room? I didn't, but I can easily fix that because I'm going to cluster the trees together. So this edge can just go behind one of the trees. Oh, maybe I did just make it. Just. Okay. That's down. That's looking pretty good. And, oh, ouch. I'm assuming I do want to emboss our sentiment, and maybe I could grab some of that pretty peacock and use all 3 colors together because they're designed in the pack together, so why not use them? Yeah, I just missed that edge. I think that's, yeah, I just missed that edge, so that's not too bad in the whole scheme of things. I now finish with that tape, but that did not tear anything, so I'm very, very happy with that. Oh, Christmas tree kind of works nicely. Most people have some form of Christmas tree in their house at Christmas time. I think I might just punch the sentiment, just grabbing my smallest piece of scrap here. Now, I'm thinking I might use the back, specifically this area, and I may change tact and use the gold embossing powder, and we'll see how we go. Just quickly doing that. I'm just going to pop, oh, actually I won't need this machine because I think I will just hand punch it out. Good afternoon, Miss Leslie, how are you? Oh, I know, but I know, Sheila. That's the problem. The problem always is we know. Oh, maybe if I go this way, that'll get all of that pattern in. So, a Christmas tree. So, I'm going to do all my prep again and just make sure I've got everything here and ready to rock and roll. Because this side, I'm using the side that has no metallic on it, that's why I want to go with the gold. So I'm just going to open this one up. So you can see which stamp set we're playing with, Leslie. We're playing with Decorative Trees and the Season of Elegance Specialty Designer Series paper. Okay, so that's where we're going. I've got my heat tool here, not that I need that. I've got my paper, but do you know what I might do? I'm just going to brush this paper off because we used silver before. I just want to make sure there are no silver particles because I want to keep my my embossing powder gold and not have gold with a bit of silver. But you can create your own bespoke ones. Hey Bev, you can create your own bespoke embossing powders by mixing them. So that is always something fun you could do. Now, I did not embossing buddy where I am going to stamp. So let's do that now. There we go. Pop that lid on. Now, I want to maybe leave too much room because I'm going to be coming in with my punch. So let's pick this up. That was a very, very, very not so good, not so great tremor. So I'll happily leave this here for a few seconds, just let it sit and adhere, and that looks pretty good to me. So I just do a tap off to get any excess off. So I just want to grab this. So I do already have a fold in here. Now that I'm pretty sure will conclude our embossing. So I will pop that into the bin or the recycling because I don't want to contaminate any of my ink pads when I'm stamping off or doing anything like that. So that's a kind of a good idea. So I'm just going to put all of these in here and pop them to the side. Now, you don't have to rush to melt this. You have to rush in a not super quick sense to get the embossing powder on, because you want the embossing powder to have something to grab to, which is why we use the Versamark ink pad, because it is sticky. Okay, so let's get our heat tool up and cranking. Now I do not need to use my my tweezers because this is a big enough piece of paper. So just keep it moving, and then all of a sudden it'll start to melt just like that. Okay, let me give it a look. That's pretty good. So it actually doesn't take a whole lot of heat to be able to melt this. So I've got kind of a couple of labels. I've got here the hexagon label, or I've got the labeled with love. So you've kind of got the choice of label 1 or label 2. So you tell me what you would prefer and I will punch it out. Label 2, says Suzanne. Okay. And I will have to cut my card base as well. Would you believe me if I said I still haven't cut up from my Tuesday video? Because I haven't. Okay, so this can just kind of go off to the side. Maybe I should do them the other way. Please hold. These can go over here with the Christmas tree there. My trimmer can come in. Oh, number 1 is winning. Number 1 is kind of my favorite. Just shh. I know they're listening, but yeah, just kind of my favorite. Okay, now I think I want to lay out some of these trees. I know this piece is too long, but so kind of what I want to do is layer them up like that, but have them a bit wider. So that's kind of what I'm looking to do. This one will be in the middle because it has less gold. But do I want to do it that way, or do I want to do it this way? So I'm going to take my excess from the gold end, so you can see where I was going. But number 1 definitely won. So that can go back away. I do have kitchen rails from IKEA on my wall, and that's where my punches live. Okay, so I've got the card front, I've got the trees, I've got the sentiment, and now we just need to punch it out and not make any mistakes. Okay, this, there we go. I need to trim a little bit off the bottom. I punched a little too high. Damn, but that's okay. So I don't want to trim too much off the bottom. Trim less, and then you can always trim more later. This should be, yeah, this is perfect now. Gives me somewhere to go. Now, how I'm lining this up, I'm trying to line up the tree. Because the Oh Christmas is in script, it necessarily isn't straight, but the tree is. So, oh, I like all those colours together. They look really good. Really, really good. Sorry, I'm just going to have a drink of water since David brought it in because I was thirsty. Oh, so cold. Now, card base. Card base is a very tricky thing. I am thinking possibly picking up one of these 2 colours. But you can kind of see where we're going. I'm doing well for time because I did tell you all I had a bit of a deadline for this. Okay, so this one is going in the middle, and that just happens to be the one that I cut the edge off. So I'm kind of thinking I may just use the glue you always use. So suggestions for card base colours would be great. Gratefully accepted. Basic beige. That did come into my brain, Sheila. So that is a wonderful suggestion. So I do have decent glue goobers on here. So before I start creating any pressure at all, I just very slowly pull this off, and then hopefully I have a clear tube now, which is wonderful. So I'm going to glue this one, but I'm going to dimensional this one. Okay, helps if I'm holding it properly. That's better. 3, right. So I do just want to have my sentiment kind of sitting here. Who? Hey, David, I'm on a video. I love. You think beige as well? Okay. Yes, Old Olive is definitely one of the colours that is in here. So that might work quite nicely. So I'm just going to pop a weight onto that one. And I'm going to cover these ones. Well, see, I could have nicely embossed in that area and I just would have got the flex, but I kind of like that it's plainer than the other pieces. So everyone's going to be really happy if I use these last two little bits. In Tuesday's video, my lovely friend Jamie was not happy because I left these two pieces on the sheet, and I said it's okay, they'll get used. And here we are using them, so this whole sheet can go into the bin. Now I know I've got new sheets, so never fear, and I think I will just need normal. Something stuck to it. Oh, I need to start a whole new sheet. So I normally bend it just to grab out the first one. Okay. And then I just do it in lines. So when I have done these girls, I will grab out that basic beige and we'll have a look and see how it looks. I think it'll be perfect because basic beige is the other colour in this set. It's just, I didn't want to use basic beige. I was kind of feeling all the elegance of the gold, add a bit of silver, and just how rich these colours are. And they are all in the Regals family, so in that way it does totally work. Oh, we have a Miss Louisa coming in. Say hi everyone. She's very happy that her dad is home, and just happens we got some treats, a bone that's a, yeah, it's a bone that they chew and it softens, and it's like made of collagen, and yeah, so lots of protein in it, and she was as happy as Larry. That's crooked. But anyway, it's fine. No trees grow straight in real life. So, I've got these. I kind of like that. I like them going off a little bit. Now I am thinking if I put this down, will I need something underneath it that spans the whole card? Or does that look okay? Okay, I'm going to go down that basic beige just while we make some final kind of decisions. Is this a card? No, it's not, but we can. Oh, the beige does look nice. I just need to find a card front. It can be a top folding card. I can deal with that. The beige does look really nice. I'm more than happy to go with that, and I will then stick on the trees. I'm now contemplating looking at the trees to see if we do need any bobbles on top of them. I don't have basic beige ribbon, but what I was thinking was grabbing a piece of basic beige paper and running it underneath. So paper out of this set, or I think gold's going to be a bit too much. I actually don't own a whole lot of ribbon, honestly, guys. It's just not an embellishment I use a super lot of. So even in my pre-order that I ordered the other night, I didn't buy any ribbon. Let me see here though, in my, I could use some grey granite, I think this twine is. So I'll just see what you think of this colour twine, because it is in the same family as this, and I could just roll that around a couple of times, not have a knot or anything, like literally just have it around to create that that look. That's pretty good, because trees don't need to be the same height. What did I do with the tree? I stuck it to my hand. I think I've only got gold. I've got the gold thread at the moment. Thanks, Sheila. I like that you like that. If you have a punch, they're called punch both ends. Tie silver thread around the cut. Well, the problem is I don't have any silver thread. This one's a bit bodgy too on the edge, but I just tuck that under and no one knows. There we go. I love those 3 trees. So what I want to do, and I probably just want to use this, I'll just use some washi tape. That'll do nicely, because it'll be like totally stuck down. Is that the end of the washi tape? Just there? Yes, it is. Let me just see if I can pick that up, because you just want to use some type of tape, and I shall need 2 pieces. There we go. Okay. Great. So I'm even thinking like 3 times behind. So just let me tape this on. Right, that gives me somewhere to start. And 1 and 2 and 3. I like 3. And then I kind of want to go up like that, only because I know what I think I might like to do. Okay, so they are down, and now this gives me some manipulation of how far they are apart. So I now have movement, so I can move them. These pieces just need to move up and separate. So I have my element, and I have that. That looks really good, but my dimensionals are in the wrong spot because they are directly over where the twine is, which isn't helpful. But I love all your suggestions, everyone. It just happens I don't own the whole catalogue. God, I will be so broke if I own the whole catalogue. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to bring that piece back. And that's the back, and that's the front, because we're going to have to use minis. So I'm sure these will nicely come off. Haha. So they can definitely be used again. But I want to grab out my sheet of minis here and just go in the corners, and I think that'll work really nicely. So do we need something gold on top of the trees, or do we let the gold that's on the card sing. Because I think if I add stars, it'll be a little bit too much. But if I added a gem or something like that, that might work. I know. Well, lucky the celebration one costs us nothing because we can earn celebration items. I haven't pre-bought from the upcoming online exclusives yet. I just got stuff from the mini catalogue. That mini catalogue is kind of my kryptonite, because that mini catalogue for me is just as good as the annual catalogue, and I always love so much out of it. So yeah, my wish list was a little bigger than normal. Druzy on the red. Okay. Oh yes, I will grab those. The druzy ones though, in full disclosure, they are a little more champagne than you would think. They're not actually gold, they're champagne. But I do have silver druzy, so that would work well. See, it just needed that vertical element. No, horizontal, vertical, horizontal element. Now, let's grab my druzies. How are we going for time? We've got 7 minutes, girls. But we're doing really, really well. This is coming together better than in my head because I only had part of it in my head. Druzy, there we go. Oh, they are just delicious, these druzy ones. So it's champagne and white, but the white is totally silver. Okay, so you know how they look really textured? They are textured. They're gorgeous. So let's grab my take your pick tool. I'm making such a mess here. So I'm going to use these ones. I think these are appropriately sized. And we are going to put one on each. And I think that is the perfect finishing off point. I really don't think I need anything down here, but they're so sparkly. They're so beautiful. Okay, now that's our card front finish. So we did lots of heat embossing, but I love how we have mixed our silver and gold. It kind of makes the trees stand out really, really nicely. Okay, I'm going to get my glue. Oh dear, this one is, just turn it over, make this the front of the card. Oh dear, please, yep. So in that short time, I had left a glue goober right at the end, and this is not boding well. My pin that I always have, just a boring old clothespin. There we go. I think I'm through. I think. Let's see, yep. There we go. I thought I had a bit more of a blockage earlier, but I wasn't 100% sure. Put the lid on, don't drop the lid, and especially don't drop it in the glue. Oh dear. Oh yeah, Sheila, totally understand. I may have just bought this stuff. contributed a little bit to it, and didn't ask David about the rest. There is a story there, but I shan't go on with it on YouTube. But yes, I've paid for half of my order. Oh no. Oh, that's terrible to hear. I was actually in a car accident last Thursday. You girls don't know about it. It was a car scraped up the edge of my car. I was stationary. And yeah, someone scraped up the side, which wasn't great. So unfortunately, I had to get my roadworthy. So part of the damage has been fixed because my tail light was broken. So I'm now roadworthy, but the rest of the damage won't get fixed until mid-December. So here we go. This is our card. Just trying to get this. There we go. There's all that shine from the embossing. Oh, yeah. I love this set too, Lynn, and I think the paper makes it. Do you think I can find the stamp set now? So we used Decorative Trees, and we used the Season of Elegance Designer Series paper, embossing a little bit of our basics. It's our basics. No, sorry, Baker's Twine Essentials pack. So you get vanilla, white, black, crumb cake, and this may actually be crumb cake in colour. Crumb cake and grey granite. I've used all the grey granite, so this would have to be crumb cake, but works really, really well with the basic beige card base. So yeah, thank you girls. I love it when an idea comes to fruition. And these little very cute bobbles on the top here are our druzy, embellishments. So thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you like this elegant card, which has all the shine in it. I do have a link to my shop below. If you are watching the replay and you've come this far, I would love for you to subscribe and thumbs up my video. And because you have subscribed, you can participate in the live chat if you are able to make my live video. So only subscribers can chat, because I have had some issues before with trolls. So we just like to protect ourselves in our little crafty bubble of bliss. So have an amazing weekend. I shall see you on Tuesday, so stay safe. Lots of crafting between now and then. See ya.